We apologize for a minor audio issue, but we do hope you will enjoy this episode. Naripo Papo!
Selamat datang ke episod Nak Cakap Sikit SG Podcast. Aku Ipoh Ghazi.
Aku Izan Rosley.
Dan aku Bob Ashri.
Dan kita akan kembali selepas lagu ini. Selamat datang sekali lagi ke episod Nak Cakap Sikit SG Podcast. Okay, hari ini kita ada topik yang kita nak kita sambung. Kita ada tetamu kita, iaitu Lina.
Apa kau gagap?
Susun ayat dulu.
Nak aku tepuk dari belakang kau macam mana?
Maklumlah, lagi 2 hari nak birthday.
Patutlah nampak tua.
Nak membesar lah.
Nak membesar. Gigi gusi nak tumbuh. Apa?
Gigi gusi
Gigi gusi
Gigi susu.
Bukan gigi susu.
Okay lah, just the gist of it can already.
Just lah dia bawa episod yang tadi dia bawa masuk sini pula. Okay, so episod ni kita nak berbicara tentang suatu perkara yang agak mungkin emosi.
Tapi nanti dulu lah. Tu relax dulu.
Oh, relax dulu.
Relax dulu. Aku nak tanya.
Ada lagi? Okay, go.
Okay, aku nak tanya Lina. Okay Lina, macam tadi based on kita punya first episode tadi.
Yeah.
Kau cakap DNL dah has been in the scene for about 3 years. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, dalam masa ni 3 tahun ni. Pernah ke tak pernah korang ada encounter some controversial punya situation?
As in within the podcasters.
Within korang punya time, korang punya episodes yang ada dapat kontroversi ke ada?
So far tak ada.
Tak ada.
So far tak ada. So far tak ada.
Baik sih.
Tapi bila podcast lain ada kontroversi, nama kita naik.
Macam boleh terbabit.
Wah.
Kalau aku cakap nanti kat Discord aku kena tag lagi. Jadi off air aku cerita lah.
okay.
So ada podcast yang ada yang ditimba badai. Tiba-tiba nama kita kena tag. Macam for
Terbias
example, this is another brother podcast Actually kau apa hal lah. Pop Beat message aku cakap kau tengok ada orang tag DNL lah. So it was this particular case. Lepas tu that comment was actually dengan, nanti kau bleep lah
Okay.
dengan DNL sekali boleh
Okay, so
So kalau korang dengar episod kita di masa tu, so of course we were angry about it. Asal tak kena mendengar kita siap. Like why do you tag us? Is it just because like we support that podcast whatsoever? But kita support kawan-kawan ni semua atas dasar talent.
Betul.
Bukan personal matters. You know, tak ada kena mengena dengan kita. Bukan kita tinggal serumah pun. But so when that thing happened, aku was a bit affected. I mean, normal human will be like, apa saya tak ada kena dengan kita. So I think that one day kita macam rant. Aku dengan Zainal pergi balik macam, apa saya macam tak happy. So when came the time that week, malam tu kena record podcast, kita channel that into our episode.
Okay.
Dan kita mulakan kita ni episode dengan salam semuanya.
Wow.
Salah aku First time aku dengar.
Episode tu masa tu adalah masuk carta.
Wow.
So kita macam, okay, that's weird. So kita cakap berkat orang maki kita. Terus dengan out of nowhere topic that week one wasn't really that macam wow. So kita cakap okay lah, ni berkat orang maki kita lah.
Betul.
So kita sabar sikit, ganjaran ni tu kot agaknya.
Jadi kita nak kena maki banyak ni.
Jangan terlalu banyak explicit.
Okay.
Macam-macam.
Okay, so kira kan that is how korang handle that situation lah. Korang just pour it out inside korang punya episode.
Correct. But tu kita kena kecam directly for what we talk about. So far alhamdulillah belum lagi ada.
Tak adalah.
Okay. Nampak very diplomatic.
Ya, betul.
Nampak aja diplomatic. In character.
Okay, so aku rasa within these 3 years pun kau dah nampak banyak podcast podcast lain yang start off together dengan korang at the same time, and along the way up till now, up to date, aku rasa kau pun dah perasan dah terlampau ramai juga podcast yang ada kat luar sana yang baru-baru nak start ke, baru-baru nak naik. So on kau punya personal point of view, aku nak tanya pendapat kau tentang NCS.
Banyak-banyak ni soalan kau tanya.
Tak mau klise sangat just because kau kat sini. Just your honest
No, because
opinion.
aku usually apa feedback yang aku ada, baik bagus ke tak bagus, aku channel directly dekat Ipoh.
Tak apa. Ini kali kita kasih kau this opportunity on air.
Okay.
Straight to the camera.
Kasih dia rose
ya.
sikit lah.
Okay. Aku kena kasih disclaimer dulu. I said kita pun bukan maknanya professional.
Betul.
But of course when you are a podcast consumer yourself, you tend to compare kan. So pada mulanya bila NCS bermula, which you guys will be happy because tak ada kena-mena dengan korang.
Aku memang tak ada kena.
Ini tak adil.
Sampai
baru
sekarang
nak tap dia.
Sampai sekarang aku tak ada kena.
Alhamdulillah.
So,
Okay,
pada
alhamdulillah.
mulanya bila NCS bermula, like I said, aku dengar semua podcast kan. Dan aku macam, apa abang ni nak berbual ni?
Apa pun kau?
Apa pun. Dan aku dengar within the first few apps, dah gairah. Dia dah beli roadcaster. Dan pada aku macam, abang ni mesti kaya pasal roadcaster mahal. Aku yang dah buat podcast 3 tahun pun kian save duit. Aku macam, wow, guys, minggu depan kita dah beli roadcaster. Aku macam, wow, must be a lot of money this guys, man.
Riak sangat budak ni.
But true enough, because lepas diorang improvise on diorang punya sound, aku nampak like diorang more confident, dengan cara perbualan lagi flow lah. Masa tu kau dengan Afiq kan?
Yes.
Dengan Afiq. So apa khabar Cik Afiq tu Baik,
Alhamdulillah sihat.
So yeah, it was from Afiq. Lepas tu aku dengar kau masuk. Dan aku cakap okay. So aku pun message Ipoh, kenapa Afiq keluar? Macam korang kira kan dah members lah, dah macam blood. Aku tahu korang kerja sama-sama, because I see your IG. Kini Izan pula. Terus aku masuk macam okay, Izan kira abang-abang tapi suara tak kemek macam Ipoh. So kira a good balance tau. Okay. Lepas tu
Excited.
korang ada kawan lagi masuk. Lepas tu kita fast forward. Lepas tu aku duduk, saya Bob Asri. Siapa budak ni? Masuk sakat satu episod cakap nyonya nak ambil gambar bagai. But I guess you guys would have understand by now that podcast is always changing.
Betul.
Kan? So korang nak sedih bila members keluar, ataupun if you guys still got the fire to do it, cari members masuk. So aku suka the app to this very day. The perkembangan is more like there's a lot of witty banters. Dengan banyak benda selenga pun ada. Especially dalam episod ni yang korang kena tengok nanti reels tu. Kalau korang ada English teacher, please recommend.
Ni dua. Bob dengan
Kau pun
Apple.
sama dengan orang. So aku
Jesus
rasa,
semua keluar.
so aku rasa it's the friendship that you guys have. Yeah, which I think really helps. Korang tak banyak sangat nak cakap inside joke, which I really like. Because kadang-kadang ada podcast suka macam dia ada members, jadi dia masa inside joke. Tapi macam as listener kita cakap, apa korang berbual ni? So korang suka berbual kasih konteks, which I don't know, I think macam okay lah. Kadang-kadang dengar abang berbual pun macam okay juga. Cuma lagi episod ni pasal ada wanita berbual, mesti lagi best.
Memang.
Panas.
Habis recently aku dengar si Amin Mandi pula. So Amin Mandi pun kira members tau dalam podcast. Amin ni masa dia nak buat, so kan Amin dia cerita dulu dia pasal podcast lain,
Yes.
lepas tu dia buat sendiri. Kau tahu tak budak Amin berapanya sopan?
Okay, cuba ceritakan.
Dia message DNL, salam DNL.
Alah.
Sopan.
Bila dengan kita tak macam tu.
Kira bila aku baca message dia, aku boleh imagine lagu Haziq Rosby, lemak manis amboi gitu. Sopan sekali. Salam DNL, macam something like I listen to your podcast, like korang berbual pasal GV. Dia minta permission nak buat cover GV juga. So I don't know, macam pada aku tak perlu kot actually, but to me when I read it, it's a very nice gesture.
Respect lah.
Sejak tu kita jadi members juga.
Okay.
So I don't know, like it seems that you guys have good matching energy, even though Amin sekarang setakat macam guest and everything.
Yes.
So I don't know, maybe you guys can have more collabs or something.
Betul. The next mungkin kita 8 orang.
20 orang.
Korang apa fikir korang keklik?
Busy.
Aku ada gang.
Yes.
Okay. So tu kau punya honest opinion on
Yeah.
this.
Tapi ada yang satu part ni bila Ipoh ada menyeleweng sikit, aku ada message dia personally.
Oh my god.
Aku ada cakap dengan dia, tak semestinya pada pendapat aku, but aku always say that pada pendapat aku, tak semestinya orang lain buat macam ni, kau pun kena ikut. Jadi sebab aku as a podcast listener, aku dengar podcast ni dia berbual pasal ni, aku dengar podcast ni dia pun berbual pasal benda ni. Jadi apa guna aku dengar banyak-banyak podcast?
Betul.
Pasal aku selalu emphasize on to Apple juga, and also ni Bob ada kat sini aku.
Dia kan clean lah.
Betul lah.
Tak apa, just untuk dia
Reference.
Mana tu buka podcast sendiri.
Betul. Lepas tu dia nak buka Singapore
Abang
Sweep
cuci
ke.
Abang cuci
Singapore
the
Sweep
podcast.
Podcast.
Singapore Sweep Podcast.
Abang cuci podcast.
Mana tahu.
Oh, okay.
Okay, aku so emphasize this on to Apple. Pasal Apple pernah cakap whatever episode yang kita record, dia takkan dengar.
Oh, okay.
So aku cakap dengan Apple, sometimes it's good to kita dengar kita punya own episode.
Yeah.
And we learn. Kita dengar ni sekarang kita dengar as a listener tau. Kita tahu when is the cringe moment. Apa benda yang kita
Betul.
asal aku cakap macam ni. So kita learn, in the next episode kita try to improvise. So untuk aku always believe in that.
Aku still listen to my own.
Yes. Aku mesti dengar. Dekat kerja aku sudah dengar yang lama-lamanya. Nanti aku tengok which part yang kita need to improve, which part yang untuk aku is a cringe moment. So aku also receive feedback from aku punya kawan-kawan kerja. So aku take note. Diorang cakap memang kadang-kadang sakit hati tau. Diorang cakap they are talking about kita. Kadang-kadang geram, tapi aku fikir balik, okay, this is constructive
punya feedback.
So aku just okay, aku just acknowledge.
Korang dah buat pasal aku? Okay, aku balik lah.
Balik lah.
Tak lah, this is a learning process.
Betul. We take it positively
Betul.
lah.
Macam aku dapat positive feedback daripada Nyonya Bawah Blok lah.
Dini pun terus terang so, Dini pun pernah kasih feedback.
Oh serius
Betul.
Geramnya aku. Dia ada kasih feedback full. Dia cakap tu kawan kau tu dia ini dia gini dia gitu. Aku macam yelah. Ni sekarang dia kat sini kan. Kau tunggu satu hari aku punya turn lah.
Terus dia. Terus
Kalau
sama dia.
korang rasa nak settle masalah rumah tangga ni, aku balik lah.
Okay. Ingat dia tak ada gas.
Oh, lagi
Lupa main.
Tiba terbawa.
Kena hormat gas tau.
Okay Bull, seterusnya apa lagi yang kau nak ni?
So aku rasa itu je lah.
Okay, balik lah. Terima kasih.
Okay lah. So kita moving forward for the next episode sebenarnya. Tadi yang soalan tadi is extra Belen-belen. Izan eager to ask lah. Terlepas kan. Okay, so moving forward, episode ni sempena Hari Bapa Sedunia, Hari Ayah Sedunia. So mungkin kita boleh berkongsi lah pendapat masing-masing, tapi kita ketengahkan kita punya guest lah. Pasal aku dah tak nak kenal korang. Aku nak kenal Lina punya story. Cerita korang semua dah basi.
Betul. Kita pun dah pernah cakap dah pernah story kita punya side. Betul.
Tahu.
Okay Lina. Okay, kita akan kupas tentang perkara ni. Agak emosi sikit. Don't worry, aku dah letak tisu ni tadi.
Very thoughtful
Very thoughtful. Muni yang suruh beli.
Bagus.
Jadi Akid turun bawah pergi beli.
Sister.
Okay, so untuk yang mana yang tak tahu kan, Lina pun telah kehilangan ayah dah berapa lama ni?
3 years.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. Izan?
Aku since 2010.
2010.
So about 24 years now.
Wow. 24 years. English.
14 years.
English haprak. Maths pun haprak.
Alamak.
Okay, kalau korang ada package Maths dengan English, datang sinilah.
Tapi dia tak nak mengaku yang dia haprak.
Kau jangan cakap orang, nanti lepas ni kau pun kena.
Nampak orang baking. Nampak. Okay, 14 years.
Yeah, 14 years. Okay, so before kita move into that, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, pasal kita boleh nampak kat social media orang selalu posting tentang ibu. Okay, tapi mungkin orang lupa tentang pengorbanan seorang ayah.
Betul.
Kan, so apa pendapat kau? I mean, ibu dengan ayah memang level dia sama. Okay, so tapi memang kita sebagai anak kita rapat dengan ibu. Until we forget about our ayah.
Yes.
Until one fine day ayah kita dah tak ada, then we start to realise, I mean, we cannot turn back time. If we would, kalau kita boleh turn back time, we want to do benda-benda sedemikian lah yang kita tak dapat. So what is your thoughts tentang
Aku
seorang
rasa
ayah?
it's a norm that we always go, everything kita go to our mothers, because our mothers are always present. Kan? Because ayah is the always missing figure pasal dia keluar pergi kerja. Kalau dia balik pun dia anak-anak macam dah nak masuk tidur, ataupun weekends. So when you have issues at home, the first thing kau balik mak kau lah.
Betul.
So aku rasa that's probably why people are always talking about mothers instead of fathers. But there will come a point of time when you realize that, oh wow, my father was just as important, or if not to some of the kids, maybe more important because of what they go through as a family together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tapi kita selalu dengar apa kalau anak lelaki selalu rapat dengan mak.
Betul.
Then for yourself, anak perempuan ada macam itu rapat dengan bapak. More rapat.
I never look at it that way
Okay.
until bila aku macam dah start kerja, and I feel that yes, anak perempuan will always be their daddy's princess, and aku rasa girls will always go to their father because kadang-kadang girls dengan mak ni panas. Kalau aku dengan mak aku memang kadang macam itu. Dia macam debate partner.
Okay.
Betul.
Tapi dengan ayah, it's like your safe heaven. It's like your safe space. Kau cakap je apa. Because ayah ni kadang dia tak jaji. Because kadang-kadang kau tak tahu pun dia dengar ke tak. Kau berbual je. Oh yelah kan. Yelah kan. Tapi sama ada dia dengar ke tak, you never know.
Betul.
But he will always make it a point that anything you want to say, just say lah, I'm listening. Like that.
Faham?
Yeah.
Okay.
So aku dive lagi mendalam lagi
Dive.
Okay. So kau
Gagap lagi.
do you mind to share lah Okay.
Okay.
Setelah kehilangan seorang ayah,
Okay.
seperti kau lah apa perasaan kau? Mungkin kau boleh share dengan kita. Macam mana dia punya feeling of loss?
Okay, jap. Ni dah 3 tahun
Dah 3
Yeah.
tahun.
So the same time when kau baru start podcast ke apa? Macam ni. Kau pun start 3 years.
Yeah, there about. Correct.
So when kau buka dia masih ada lah.
Dia masih ada lah.
So was he supportive?
Bapak aku have never stopped me from doing anything that I want. Pasal he will always tell me that macam I really don't have to worry about you because I know that you are a hard worker. So dia tahu macam kalau aku nak buat something, aku akan buat sampai aku achieve close to what I want to achieve. So he's always be like, you just do whatever you want lah. I know you confirm like kau bukan semangat seminit lah. Maksud dia macam gitu.
Okay. Alright.
So like just a share macam how aku got into macam aku have always love the podcast scene, macam maksudnya before even podcast, aku have attended like Radio Academy by by Night 7 and also I think Wanaria masa tu. And guess who paid for my course?
Your dad.
Yeah, my dad. Pasal dia kata, pasal aku actually that time aku cakap, but I want to go for this I said, but I haven't gaji yet. Then he said, no, use my money. Then bila aku nak bayar balik, no need, this one you like right, make sure you do something out of it. But the something out of it happen kira macam bila time-time dia nak meninggal tu lah.
Faham.
So macam mana pun. So bila arwahnya pergi during that time kan. So does it really affect you? I mean obviously it affects you, but pula that time you are just starting out in this podcast, right? So how long does it take for you to really, bounce back, recover from that situation tu?
Aku rasa kita start because ayah aku meninggal early 2021.
Okay.
But I started podcast I think around mid 2021.
Okay.
So I know kira macam kalau kau tanya after 3 years, I'm still not over it. Like, I think you can never be over it.
Correct.
Like kau dah lose your father for 14 years.
Yes.
It still hits you even as a man. It still hits you, you know.
True.
So pada pendapat aku macam I think number one is something that I've always liked to do. And I know that when he was alive, I had his backing. Like dia support. Dia tak pernah macam merepek je pergi berbual gini, tak. Dia bayar course Radio Academy. So that says so much. So it's just me telling myself macam, okay, he invested in me a few years ago like that, I'm gonna do something out of it lah. And maybe that's why aku macam a bit more patient in the progress of DNA rather than buat nak kena meletup nak kena monetize quickly. Because pada aku lah, apa yang cepat naik akan cepat turun.
Betul.
So I do that with macam at the back of my mind, knowing that if my dad was still around, he probably will be like, yeah, I know, it's just a matter of time you do this because you have always like this like from the start. Yeah.
It's very supportive arwah.
Yeah, bapa aku very supportive. But even dulu macam aku nak buat, there was one year aku buat business baju plus size with my best friend. Fathers would never ask you for details what you're doing tau. Dia macam suddenly nanti bila tengok TV, macam mana business kau? Okay. So customers okay. So when's your next macam booth? So aku cakap gini, okay lah, later I go drop by lah. Macam itu. But fathers don't talk so much, but when they do, right, and when you try to analyse apa yang diorang cakap, sebenarnya diorang nak tahu. But mothers don't usually do that. Mothers just tengok. But mothers susah actually nak macam talk to the girls macam what is your progress, macam maybe it's too emosi good for them. But fathers will be like, yeah, just do it like that. Yeah.
Because untuk diri aku time arwah bapak aku masih ada, aku take things for granted. So aku tu apa-apa bapak ada apa-apa bapak ada apa, tapi aku don't have that close relationship. Tapi bila aku dah kehilangan bapak aku, and aku look around every year Father's Day ke whatever, aku tengok orang-orang lain dengan bapak diorang macam berkawan tau.
Yes.
And aku don't get that chance to berkawan dengan bapak aku during that time. Pasal during that time aku pun masih muda. Aku got my own life outside. So after few years down the road, aku fikir balik kalau bapak aku masih ada sekarang ni aku would love to sit down talk about life dengan bapak aku macam as a friend. Pasal aku pun by the time aku sekarang dah matured, bapak aku pun dah tua mungkin kalau dia masih hidup. So aku love that moment nak duduk dengan bapak aku, just berbual pasal life. Pak, macam mana pak kerja, macam mana, okay,
macam buddy lah, buddies.
ya, macam aku nak luahkan aku punya perasaan tentang kehidupan aku ni sebagai orang dewasa. So Lina, on your part, ada ke benda-benda yang kau merasa macam menyesal, macam you don't get to do when bila dia masih ada, you don't get to do things with him yang kau menyesal, ada ke?
Aku rasa not really to say menyesal, pasal aku grow up also a bit like kau. Aku punya relationship with my parents is not macam ada say macam balik peluk cium, no. Kita tough love tau.
Yes.
Where aku get my ganghoness is truly from my father. But so aku rasa lepas a few years bila aku tengok dia macam makin sakit, macam aku tersentak. Aku macam cakap like, I think I want to do something that I've never done before. Like I just want to talk to him, I want to date him. I actually brought my father out for movie dates. But aku pasal tersentak, pasal bapak aku actually dah lama sakit. Dia actually pesakit ginjal ikut umur my younger sister. So pada yang dia meninggal tu, it was his 32nd year of being a kidney patient.
Okay.
Yeah, so dia memang sakit dah lama. So aku grew up knowing that my father is sick. Some days my father have to go for dialysis. Some days my father will be warded for like operations in hospital. And then after that he had macam heart issues. So macam aku dah biasa benda-benda macam itu. So I think probably within the last 3 to 5 years yang macam aku tengok his health is not doing too good. Then I kind of tahu masa macam I don't know when he will just be gone.
Correct.
So aku macam cakap, okay, maybe aku just langgar aja, just do what I think I might regret not doing. So mula-mula awkward. Memang okay, trust me kalau korang-korang yang nak mulakan benda macam ni, pasal kita nak mesti tersentak. Sekarang aku dengan parents aku macam very cool sih. But if I don't do it now, I never know when they're gone. Nak mulakan tu memang super awkward. Okay, but go je. So aku nasib baik aku ada younger brother. Aku dengan adik last aku ni, he's 12 years age gap dengan aku. Kita memang macam geng lah. So kalau kadang-kadang aku nak buat apa-apa, aku tarik dia jadi third party. Macam aku cakap, kau free? Dia cakap free asal nak buat tengok wayang lah. And then bapak aku pula jenis macam I said, are you free? I want to bring you tengok wayang. Pasal dulu kita kecil-kecil, dia suka buat kita tengok wayang. Dia memang a very wayang person. Mak aku pula total opposite, pergi wayang tidur. So dia selalu cakap, boring lah buat mak kau tengok wayang, buat korang lagi bagus. So bila aku dah kerja, aku reverse the role. Aku off day, aku bawa dia pergi tengok wayang. Dia dress up bro. Dia akan pakai jacket. Padahal setakat daripada Jurong pergi West Mall, dia pakai shoe.
Okay.
So macam kau tahu lah, dia macam eager. So kalau like if some of you are in aku punya personal IG kau, kalau kau tengok hashtag, nanti ada nampak dia macam dengan dia punya jacket. Macam aku always like take for him those recliner seats yang dekat West Mall gitu. He likes that. They just enjoy. So it's those small things yang macam pada aku, you just do it because you never know. Sekarang bila dia tak ada, aku really miss that lah. Like especially now that I'm single kan. Jadi macam kalau orang lain macam ada berpasangan, mesti macam keluar dengan husband. I miss that lah. I miss doing that with my dad. So macam it's not just that. Aku belajar masak pun dengan bapak aku, bukan dengan mak aku. Because my father was a bloody brilliant cook. Dia biasa dulu dia pernah ada kedai. So aku masak apa-apa pun it's from dia. And then like I said, bila kau tersentak, bapak aku makin sakit. Kau tahu tak apa aku buat? Lauk-lauk yang dia masak yang aku favourite, aku literally cakap, tunjuk macam mana. Pasal aku tu one day dia tak ada, aku need to do my best to cook that, just to relieve the memory, which I do that often now.
Okay.
Yeah.
For myself, aku simpan baju bapak aku. Yang satu baju favourite dia selalu dia pakai kat rumah, aku simpan. Selalu aku just nak cium. Aku pernah tidur dengan baju dia, just to cium. That's what I did lah. Tapi along the way baju tu pun dah
lusuh.
Dah lusuh tu aku dah buang. Tapi ya, aku tahulah, even aku punya, for my case 14 years dah lama. Aku pun kadang-kadang masih nangis juga. Teringat je nangis. Apa lagi Lina kan for 3 years masih fresh lagi in the mind. Tapi Lina, macam aku for myself aku rasa menyesal bila bapa aku dah pergi, because there are things yang aku tak sempat nak buat dengan dia. And aku tell myself apa tahu, tak apa, arwah bapa aku dah pergi, tapi aku masih ada this one more ace card, which is our mother. So aku kadang-kadang is hard, tapi kadang-kadang aku selalu bilang diri aku, apa benda yang aku tak dapat buat dengan bapa aku will do it dengan mak aku. So do you have the same
I do the same. Cuma mak aku ni jenis kadang-kadang macam malas nak keluar dengan kita. Jadi aku cakap, Ma, let's go out. Macam example, okay, I want to book you go to KL. Later I go out with my friend. Macam, but kau kena paksa. Kau just paksa. That's what I do. So aku pula usually every birthdays aku akan book a staycay. So yang bila bapak aku dah tak ada tu, usually before this aku ni staycay, aku always just go with friends, because aku ada best friend yang sama around the same birthday dengan aku lah. So that first year aku ni birthday bila bapak aku dah tak ada, tu aku cakap dengan mak aku, I don't care what you have, you're going to cancel it in February, I'm bringing you to go staycay with me. You have to come. It's not a choice. So
tapi
itu
as a family lah.
As a family. Tapi kau nampak lah macam bila dekat situ macam, I think she also wish like, what if the father was still around. Aku macam lepas subuh kemarin kau nampak dia macam duduk kat tingkap tu, macam lama dia berdiri 1 jam hayal kat luar. So I think it would have been more wonderful if I had thought about that when my dad was still around, instead of just doing it now with my mama. Cuma kalau kau cakap tadi pasal benda menyesal, it's not pasal, I wouldn't say it's menyesal, but aku rasa macam wasted gitu. Macam it's like macam, if only we were able to give him this before he passed on. The thing is, he never got to see any of his kids got married. So adik aku pula, my younger sister is married, so she got married last year, and we know that was going to be the most emotional part of the wedding. Number one, our dad not going to be there, and we keep saying that we wish he was still here to see at least one of us kahwin.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's the thing lah.
And and untuk aku pula, lepas arwah bapak aku meninggal, aku did say this thing lah. Aku will never, if let's say kalau mak aku ada jodoh lagi kan, I tell myself this, aku even tell my adik tu, aku will never accept anyone else to be my dad.
It's hard lah. It's hard when you will think of it. You will definitely think of it.
Yeah.
Cuma kau macam susah sih.
Tak, even kalau mak aku agree to get married, and yelah, even kalau aku punya decision that doesn't stand, dia tetap nak get married. Aku tell myself tau, I will never acknowledge him as my dad. I will still call him uncle.
Oh, serious.
Aku pasal aku during that time aku rindu bapak aku, and aku tak nak menduakan bapak aku, faham tak?
Faham.
Aku cannot accept orang lain to be my dad, and aku nak kena panggil bapak.
Betul.
Aku tell myself, aku tell aku punya adik, I will never agree kalau mak aku nak kahwin lagi. So untuk aku ialah mungkin selfish on my part lah kan, tapi alhamdulillah lah mak aku tak terfikir to that road. So alhamdulillah. So for yourself, ada terfikir macam itu ke?
I mean, definitely kita akan terfikir, walaupun macam like the angel side of me, macam mak kau pun muda, mungkin mak kau perlukan teman. Selama 30 tahun dia jaga orang. That's the good side of me. But the bad side of me is like, macam kau cakap, aku tak boleh menduakan bapak aku.
Betul.
Yeah, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Macam maybe because we're still grieving, so tak lah. Like I think I will visit that when it comes, but so far now alhamdulillah no.
No lah.
Yeah.
Correct. So Bul, anything?
Wow. So okay, kau lebih rapat dengan apa yang kau ceritakan ni, kau lebih rapat dengan bapak kau, arwah bapak kau?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
So kira mak kau is just macam, is it
mak aku rapat dengan my sister. So macam aku dengan mak aku panas. Kan orang kata kalau anak dengan mak muka sama panas. So aku, okay, the reason why, I think logically, the reason kenapa aku tak nak actually touch on that, but since you touch it, because tu yang selalu akan buat aku a bit lose it. Macam aku rasa aku lebih rapat dengan bapa aku, because dia selalu tidur lambat.
Okay.
Bapak-bapak mestilah tengok bola lah, tengok Jackie Chan lah, siapa kan. So dia selalu tidur lambat, dan aku selalu tidur lambat. So that's the time macam the two of us will be on the sofa watching TV. Then sometimes he will just ask random question lah, kerja okay? Kata macam the fathers they just have a way of getting to kids and make you feel macam, oh actually my father cares about me.
They just need that moment je.
Yeah, it's a moment.
Macam
Correct.
semua dah tidur, kau berdua dengan dia kan.
Yes.
He will open up.
Dia macam cakap, kerja okay? Dia macam, kerja gini-gini apa. Macam, so kadang-kadang bila aku complain kerja macam tak best, then he said, then what's your plan? So kalau kau perasan tadi the first app aku cakap, orang buat kita macam ni, what's your plan? It's him. Dia selalu buat aku macam itu, macam okay, so you're not happy, what's your next plan? So jangan mulut bising tapi tak ada action. He's always like that to me. So macam okay, you're not happy, so nak buat apa sekarang? Cari kerja baru. Macam okay lah, pergi cari kerja. If you think that makes you happy and you think you can do well somewhere else, just go. Mak-mak usually akan cakap, asyik tukar kerja je, kan? But bapak-bapak always be like, you think you can do better, go. Jangan fikir-fikir. Kalau macam this thing is macam making you drag yourself to work, just go, I will support. So aku rasa that's the part that macam make aku feel macam the biggest loss for me, because I miss my nightly talks with him. So bila aku fikir balik, macam kenapa aku emotional So oh yeah, because selalu kalau aku tidur lambat, aku ada teman. Teman yang macam akan berbual about anything and everything.
Open up
Open up. And then like now I don't. So macam sometimes in the middle of the night aku macam tengok macam apa ni macam rasa off ni. Oh ya, aku boleh imagine tengah tengok TV ke apa, tiba-tiba pintu dia buka, jangan dia adjust kain dia, dia keluar duduk sebelah, tengok je, dia akan tengok apa aku tengok. Macam cerita apa ni, gini. Nanti kau balik besok, dia dah tengok cerita sama season tu, dah 5 episode ke depan dia dah tengok dulu.
So now that dia dah tak ada for 3 years kan. So for the past 3 years ni, who's your go-to in your family? Siapa yang kau sekarang macam replace this kind of
I think it's my brother.
Oh, your brother.
Pasal aku, okay, the shitty thing is this pasal dulu apa yang orang buat kat aku, like be it like heartbreaks or whatsoever, bapak aku suka cakap satu benda kat aku ni.
Okay, what is it?
If let's say macam orang aniaya anak dia, dia akan cakap ini, kau cakap dengan dek tu, jangan buat macam kau tak ada mak bapak
Okay. Oh, that's deep.
Yeah. So maksudnya warning, don't do things to my daughter because I'm still alive.
Yes.
But now macam mana? So that always hits me macam, okay, macam dulu kalau orang buat aku banyak saya pakai kat ex-boyfriend macam tu. You don't treat me like this. Don't treat me as if I don't have a father. My father will hammer you, that kind of thing. But now when you revisit that, you'll be like, oh, okay, my old man's not here.
No lah, you can always rephrase that sentence what.
Yeah, my old man will get up from the grave and hantam you or something like
Kau
that.
jangan buat aku masih ada bin tau. Aku masih ada binti tau.
So
Okay,
benda-benda macam ni macam buat aku rasa macam like it's a bit scary. Like okay, if let's say things happen to me, macam dulu macam the first thing aku go to is even my father. Kau tahu macam dulu bila aku putus tunang, I remember my father was sitting on my right, my mom was sitting on the left. So aku nak cakap, aku nak putuskan tunang dengan si Pola ni lah. So my father was like, why? What happened? So aku bapak aku mix of English and Malay lah. So aku bilang actually aku find out dia gini semua. Bapak aku terus macam dah panas tau, kau nampak. Mak aku be like, mungkin kau yang salah. Terus bapak aku gini. So aku bilang ada lagi benda yang selama pertunangan tu aku sabar, like with the family or what. Terus bapak aku macam cakap, asal dia buat anak aku macam ni. Kau tahu tak, macam fathers just have a way fathers just have a way of saying that
Protective
as long as I'm alive, you don't touch my kids.
Betul.
So sekarang that bapak aku dah tak ada, I feel that my go-to person is my brother. Pasal aku really look up, okay, adik aku, so I'm like 38 this year, my brother is 26 lah. I'm such a proud sister. Okay, bila bapak aku meninggal, of course the females in the family were emotional lah.
Right.
Okay, kalau adik aku tu yang second, dia memang kaki pingsan. Jadi kalau dia pingsan pada aku, benda tu benda normal. Jadi kita proceed je apa-apa plan tu.
Okay.
But my brother at the age, so he's 26 this year. Bila bapak aku meninggal, dia 23 tahun. 23 years old for a guy pada pendapat aku lah, masih too young.
True.
Like 23 you lose your father. When I had my father till I was 35, dia mesti rasa macam tak fair sih, bapak aku dah pergi. So even, kata tak, rezeki yang aku dapat, which not everybody has it, is my father is a very smart pesakit. Dia tahu bila masa dia dah nak sampai. Okay, So he managed to talk to all of us individually. Okay, he managed to talk to all of us, and then in a group macam individually. Lepas tu dia berbual aku dengan my sister, dia berbual aku dengan my brother. So bila dia berbual dengan aku dengan my sister, the thing that he said to me was, jaga mama. But I think because he knows that I'm like the caretaker of the family. Jaga mama. Lepas tu dia cakap aku, nama adik aku lah, jaga Dini. Lepas tu dia gini, kesian Dini. So aku fikir kesian, macam oh ya, he's saying that Dini will lose a father at the age of 23 when masa depan dia masih besar. So aku cakap ya, insyaAllah I will take care of the family. So even masa dia kena code blue 2 kali tau. So the first code blue dia kena, dia masih macam mamai sikit. So bila macam kita macam wanted to push him further or to ask him to let go, aku just rub tangan dia. Aku cakap dia, I said macam, Ba, I think I said along the line of Baba, are you still strong? Pasal before this dia akan cakap macam he's a very he's a fighter lah. Jadi kalau dia tahu badan dia masih boleh kan, dia akan macam not. So this one tubes all over. Bila aku tanya dia, Baba masih kuat kan? He not his macam dia geling kepala. So aku tahu macam oh shit. I mean this is where aku kena macam I have to be prepared lah. Like it's coming. So macam, and bila dia berbual dengan kita one on one tu, it was just 3 days before tau. So he sense lah, macam dia tahu. So bila aku tanya dia, Baba masih kuat kan to fight? Dia dah giling kepala. Then aku macam shock lah. I remember I was with a cousin. Terus aku macam because all this while dia not. Jadi aku tahu pun nak cakap lepas tu. But kali ni dia giling tau. Habis aku macam oh, shoot. Terus aku just rub tangan dia. I said, okay, but it's okay. I said, we have prepared, right? We have prepared ourselves for this. You have prepared us very well for this. I said, and you talk to us a few days ago kan, Baba dah cakap semua pun Baba nak cakap kat anak-anak Baba. Then I said, if you need to go, it's okay. Habis aku cakap dia, do you trust that I can take good care of the family? Dia squeeze tangan aku, lepas tu dia nod. Terus aku cakap, aku dah emosi rabak masa tu. Terus aku cakap dia, it's okay bah. But aku try not to cry out depan dia. Aku just hold his hand. I said, then it's okay bah. If you feel that you are very tired and your body really cannot take it anymore, Baba pergilah. Tak apa. I said, Nana boleh jaga family. Then he just nod his head. So I said, tapi kalau Baba rasa Baba masih ada strength, Baba don't give up. You rest first. You rest, don't think so much. You rest your body first. And then when you feel stronger, you fight again. But if that time comes and you rasa macam you really cannot fight, dah tak ada energy lagi, it's okay bah. It's been 32 years. You've done an amazing job as a father to all of us. And he just not. So since then, lepas tu terus a few days after that, he just passed on lah. So going back to my 23-year-old brother, so he had a second code blue before we know that we had to give up. Pasal bila the second code blue tu, doktor cakap kita, okay, this is the finishing line. Your father is already here. So you want us to do all we can to make him feel better, kita revive him like crazy, or let go. So kita memang before that kita dah decide lah, kalau dia kena second code blue, we know that his heart cannot take it anymore. So kita cakap that it's okay. So they give us time, they slow down the ubat, kita gradually let my father go. So yang dia meninggal tu malam Syakban. Yeah. So right after maghrib tak salah aku, macam kau dah nampak BP dia dah slow down, heart rate dia dah slow down. My 23-year-old brother, so dalam bilik tu banyak makcik-makcik banyak adik-beradik bapak aku, dengan of course the two of us, me and my sister. My brother out of nowhere, dia macam, okay, Assalamualaikum semua. Seperti kita tahu, lepas time ini ubat Baba akan diberhentikan. Jadi kalau tak keberatan he actually asked semua orang tu sedekahkan Al-Fatihah, and this is the last lap for my father, let's make it easy for him. He led the prayers tau. Dia 23 year old. Aku tak rasa macam, aku see adik aku as a joker tau. All this while memang dia memang kelakar. But that day bila buat gitu, aku macam aku tak rasa orang yang umur 40 tahun pun boleh macam se-calm kau, to calm the family down, to calm makcik-makcik, to calm your mother, your sister down. So he did that. Lepas tu dah somewhere lepas maghrib ke 8 plus like that, bapak aku meninggal. So he went to settle the whole thing. He just said, okay, tak apa, Nana balik, Nana kemas rumah, Mama gini, Dini handle semua kat sini. Dia panggil pakcik aku satu, dia kata tak apa, Dini dengan cik papa handle, korang balik je. So we were distraught and everything. So when we got home, adik aku dah macam memang emotional lah. And the second, my sister, bila dia balik, dia terus bawa jenazah ke kitchen. Masa kita nak, masa tu dah malam, I think came home around 10 plus 11. Kita nak mandikan jenazah sekali pasal pagi. Lepas tu dah betul, he was like, Nana, yeah, come here, Nana, yeah, come here, I want you to see this, I want you to see this. Dia cakap, kenapa budak ni? Dia cakap, look, Baba is home and he is smiling, it's a good thing. Sebelum kita tengok, memang ya Allah,
tenang.
Aku nampak benda ni kat drama, aku tak pernah nampak benda ni dekat
Life.
in real life. So I said, okay lah, he feels like he's home lah. He was smiling. So I said, then dia pujuk kita. Dia kata macam, don't cry, he's in a good place. Kita just doakan Baba. The next day, bapak aku memang dah niat dah. Dia kata kalau dia meninggal, dia nak guru ngaji dia lead the jenazah prayers. Sekejap aku batuk.
Silakan.
Nak keropok tak?
Bantai kan. Okay, so memang, so masa yang one-on-one talk tu, dia dah cakap dengan aku, kalau Baba meninggal, make sure yang ustaz ni ke haji ni lead the jenazah prayers lah. Aku cakap okay. But kau tahu masa kita balik, apa adik aku cakap dengan aku, the 23-year-old guy,
No.
he said, nah, kalau orang meninggal, boleh tak kita buat solat jenazah tu 2 kali? Terus aku cakap dengan dia, where's this question coming from?
Because he is the one who wants to lead.
Yeah. So he said, Nana rasa selama ni Dini pergi kursus mandi jenazah ni semua buat apa? Pasal Dini tahu bila tiba masanya Dini kena be the man to handle like my father's last macam phase here in life lah. Terus aku wow. Dia dah fikir, macam aku fikir jauh ni, masuk macam okay, few years before aku ajak bapak aku ni, tapi dia prepare cara lain. As a man, you know.
Anak lelaki.
So pada masa tu tengah COVID ramai gila. The turnout was really huge for masa bapak meninggal. So rezeki adik aku masa kat atas kat rumah, bapak aku ni guru ngaji led the prayers seperti mana yang dia inginkan. Dekat bawah, more people there, adik aku led the prayers.
Alhamdulillah.
So actually bila bapak aku berbual aku pasal yang ustaz, Baba nak ustaz ni, aku cakap bapak aku, Bah, actually kan Bah, Dini pun cakap tau, Dini nak macam lead. Bapak aku macam, ya ke? Dia cakap macam itu. Kau tahu pada you're talking about death tau. Then he was like so proud. He was so proud. Dia kata, betul Dini ready je? He said he's very ready. He went for the courses for this. Alhamdulillah. Dia kata tak apa, buat je 2. Tanya mama macam mana nak buat je 2. So he got what he wanted lah. So he is my go-to person right now. Pasal kadang-kadang walaupun dia muda, kadang-kadang benda yang dia berbual kan macam sounds like my father. Like recently bila I had some pretty weird job offers that come in masa gaji aku like melonjak, like close 2K. So pada aku macam this thing is too good to be true. Masa mana ada orang dapat kerja offer gaji naik macam 2,000? Tak masuk akal kan? So bila aku confide kat adik aku cakap macam Dini it's weird lah. Dia cakap aku relax dia. Why you think it's weird? You know what's rezeki, right? They say maybe for all the good things you've done to your parents, you've done to your siblings, you've done to other people, maybe this is what God rewards you, what? So why are you shocked? So aku macam, yeah, my father would have said that, yeah. And you earn it anyway, so go for it. So macam, of course nobody can replace my dad. He's like the ultimate gung-ho, the ultimate emotional man. But I see ciri-ciri dia dalam adik aku, in my brother. Yeah.
So okay, this is what aku feel lah untuk anak lelaki macam aku cakap selagi mak bapak kita masih hidup, macam aku cakap tadi, kita take things for granted.
Betul.
Tapi when anak lelaki ni no matter how young if you are put in this kind of situation, you see this is the one good example. The maturity comes. I mean the maturity. See how he leads, how he now becoming the man of the family. So sometimes this is apa yang kita selalu terlepas pandang dalam masyarakat kita, orang Melayu kita, in our daily life juga. So kadang-kadang mak bapak ada kat depan mata, kita just take things for granted. Bila dah tak ada, baru kita tersentak. And that's where kita nak kena step up. Sama juga macam aku, lepas arwah bapak aku meninggal, aku yang paling tua dalam family, aku yang lelaki. That is when reality sucks in. Aku fikir macam salah ni sekarang, whatever beban yang bapak aku handle as a head of the family, semuanya dekat aku punya shoulder tau.
Betul.
So that's when aku step up after ni. Tapi by then it's too late lah. By right, aku should have together share the burden dengan bapak aku during that time. Tapi this is the hard truth lah. Kadang-kadang kita no matter how much kau advise yang the younger ones now, mungkin diorang dengar, tapi aku tak rasa diorang absorb. And aku rasa this thing kita nak kena selalu terapkan kepada budak-budak yang our younger generations.
Betul. Even anak-anak kita pun.
Because kita selalu nampak post dekat IG apa tau, like cherish your parents while they're still there.
Correct.
It doesn't hit you tau. Tapi bila kau dah hilang satu, kau punya rasa takut nak hilang lagi satu tu is just beyond words comprehension lah.
Betul.
Even up till now, macam aku cakap, bapak aku dah tak ada kan. So sekarang apa yang aku tak dapat buat dengan bapak aku nak buat kat mak aku kan, nak jaga mak aku. Ini aku cakap macam ni tau. Tapi in aku punya daily life, kadang-kadang pun aku terlepas pandang juga. Kadang-kadang aku macam take things for granted. So aku fikir anak perempuan aku ada apa, teman mak aku kat rumah, bibi aku ada apa, teman. Tapi aku ni sibuk keluar masuk rumah. So kadang-kadang aku cakap macam ni indirectly pun aku nak trying to nasihatkan diri aku juga ni, nak ingatkan diri aku sendiri. Memang susah, tapi somehow kita nak kena hold on to that.
Betul.
Sure.
Okay, quite emotional Bob.
Ya, Bob.
Lagi tadi senyap je Bob.
Senyap Bob.
Apa pasal
Kau pun nak tisu? Tisu.
Boleh kasih dia tisu.
aku cuba cemburu dengan korang lah.
Okay, silakan.
Aku lost my dad bila aku 15 tahun. It's already 31 years.
Okay.
Aku tak ada memori pun dengan dia.
Okay.
So this is what aku always remind aku punya siblings tau. Orang lain tak dapat that rezeki of getting the last words from their parents. Kadang-kadang bapak dia keluar, tiba bapak dia tak balik.
Betul.
But each of us got that freaking rezeki. Kau faham tak? Aku always see as aku always macam bersyukur kita dapat that talk with him. Because aku nampak banyak kawan-kawan aku yang parents dia pergi macam gitu je. And I'm sure kau Izan, kau Bob, mesti kau terfikir, if bapak kau masih ada, what would be the things that your father want to say to you? Even some things that's like, I know you can take care of the family. Kau sebagai anak, hati kau besar tau kau dengar benda macam itu. Even though my father didn't say to me, he just nod. Like you just, I'm so glad I had that. Because if not, I think I will go macam wondering, what did my father think of me? Did my father really think macam sebagai anak paling tua, aku mampu jaga family, aku mampu jaga mak aku, you know? Yep. And then you hear things like when Bob lost his parents, like he's very very young. Tu masa yang betul-betul dia perlukan bimbingan mak bapak sih. I had it until I was 35. My brother had it as 23. Even though aku keep saying 23 is a young age, little did we know that Bob lose it at
15 years
15.
Yeah.
You know, tu semua rezeki masing-masing pada aku.
Aku cuma boleh ingat yang like my late dad is a really workaholic lah. Dia been working hard untuk jaga anak-anak dia, besarkan anak dia. Tapi to have macam good talk like what you all did, aku rasa macam tak pernah pun. Macam kita berbual. Tu lah kadang-kadang fikir-fikir balik kan, bila bapak aku tak ada tu aku become rebellious. I think Izan also know aku punya orang macam mana dulu. Macam aku dengan mak aku pula, aku sayang mak aku. Cuma aku tak suka tunjuk. Aku mau tu macam suka cek pasal dengan dia. Macam pada aku is tough love lah dengan mak aku.
Okay.
Macam aku macam Aku tak pernah tunjukkan malam macam mana aku sayang ke, aku rindu mak aku tak pernah tunjukkan. Aku tak pernah. Tapi dalam hati aku tahu aku tetap sayang dia. Cuma macam bapak aku ni, macam aku fikir 15 tahun apa yang ada. Betul tak? Bila dia meninggal tu pun cuma aku boleh ingat malam tu kita makan sama-sama, tengok TV. Lepas tu dia suruh kita tidur. Dalam masa sejam ke 2 jam tu dia dah pass on. Itu je aku
Dalam
ingat.
tidur dia?
Tak, dia bila kita tidur tu dia kat bilik, dia nak pergi toilet, dia jatuh. Dia jatuh dan dada dia terlentar. You know toilet kan ada parapet tu kan. Then dia pass on lah. Itu je aku boleh ingat lah. Tapi yang nak duduk berbual dengan dia macam korang macam dia tanya khabar ke kan, tak kesampaian lah. Aku kalau boleh nak tengok dia juga. Bila aku kahwin, dia ada kat situ. Sekarang mak aku ni kaya dengan cucu. Tapi untuk bapak aku pula dia tak dapat rasa ni semua. Tu kadang-kadang aku fikir, aku kadang-kadang keluar, aku nampak orang keluar satu family dengan bapak 2 orang together. Aku wish aku tak ada kesempatan untuk buat tu semua dengan arwah bapak aku. Kadang-kadang aku diam, kadang-kadang aku kat bilik, aku teringat arwah bapak aku nangis. Serius, aku cakap aku nangis. Aku umur 46 tahun.
Tapi untuk aku, tak kisah umur kau berapa lah.
Yes.
When the need for you to cry, kau
Just
cry
cry.
your hearts out. Aku kadang-kadang nangis kat, yelah, aku tak nak tunjuk depan orang dalam toilet ke, dalam bilik air, kat tempat tidur. Kadang-kadang aku kat kerja, dekat atas skrin pun sorang-sorang, aku dengar lagu yang boleh trigger aku punya emosi, teringatkan bapak aku will just nangis, saya peduli. Tapi nanti turun mata sepet. Tapi kalau orang tanya kenapa, oh bersin lah, hidung sinus lah. Aku gitu je. I mean, kita tak kisah kita lelaki ke perempuan. And one advice untuk kau Bob, yalah, macam kau cakap, kau hilang bapak kau umur 15 tahun. So kau tak dapat rasa kasih sayang daripada bapak kau, tak ingat, you don't have the memory pun. So untuk aku, nasihat the best untuk engkau is apa tau, engkau tak dapat that memory dengan arwah bapak kau. So create one dengan anak kau.
Yes.
So don't let anak kau pun feel that loss of memory towards kau. So kau ada anak kau kan, create more memories dengan diorang.
Itu yang sekarang aku tengah buat lah. Kan kalau kata apa, aku dah divorce, right? Aku try very hard with my first 2 kids, which aku rasa aku fail. Pasal diorang stay dengan ex-wife aku, so aku let them share with their happiness, diorang
At least they
success.
have someone.
So aku tak nak make them feel it. But aku try as much as possible to be there for them.
Correct.
So,
Just continue doing that.
So aku macam cakap for yang kat luar sana tu kan, try to be as close as possible to your parents lah.
Selagi diorang masih
selagi
hidup
diorang
lah.
masih hidup ke apa ke. Pasal memori ni kan yang buat kita akan ingatkan apa kebaikan dengan tu for our parents lah.
Betul. Okay.
Oh, ada an episode.
Kau pun nak tisu?
Oh tak. Ya, hearing, okay, untuk aku pula hearing 3 kawan aku yang kat sini, kira dah kehilangan ayah. Aku masih ada lagi, masih sihat. Dalam, aku rasa dah 60 plus, coming to his 70s. So dan aku tahu, dan satu hari aku akan go through apa yang korang dah go through, kan? And aku tak nak cakap habis, because benda ni kita tak boleh, kita cuma boleh prepare, cuma kita tak tahu bila masanya. Dan aku tak dapat rasa macam mana apa yang kau rasa sampai hari tu sampai.
Betul.
Kan? So InsyaAllah apa yang korang lalui, aku akan lalui juga. Tapi nasihat aku untuk yang pendengar-pendengar kita yang kat luar sana, seperti mana Lina, Izan dengan Bob dah memberi buah fikiran dorang, nasihat-nasihat dorang. Yang kita ni, ambil aku sebagai contoh, masih ada lagi kedua orang tua. Belum terlambat untuk buat duty kita sebagai seorang anak. Kalau kita tak boleh, kita memang tak boleh buat sepenuhnya, kita tak boleh, pengorbanan kita tak boleh sama seperti mana diorang berkorban untuk diri kita sebagai seorang ibu ayah terhadap seorang anak. Kan? Kita tak boleh berganti. Setiap apa yang diorang berikan pada kita tak boleh diganti dengan wang ringgit. Mungkin kita boleh gantikan dengan masa. Aku pun kadang-kadang hilaf juga. Kadang-kadang aku, pasal aku pun separate parents, so aku nak kena bagi-bagikan masa. Kadang-kadang memang dengan family sendiri, lepas tu mana nak terkejar sini. So even the slightest message yang kira bapak aku akan message baba nyari sakit, aku dah worried. Because at his age, so aku cakap dah jumpa doktor, apa follow up, please update me. Even though aku dalam meeting, aku will try my very best just to entertain him. Because macam Dina kan tadi sampai cakap, kita tak tahu bila masanya dia akan pergi. That might be the last message.
Yes.
Betul. So aku will make time for that. Even in aku punya meeting, even if aku dengan dengan family, tak pernah sekali pun aku, I mean, time muda-muda ialah kita rebel sana sini kan. Bila bapak call kita tak nak angkat, mak call kita tak nak angkat. So bila kita, as we grow up, bila aku dah ada family, aku dah rasa dah mula merasai apa yang bapak aku rasa.
Betul.
Dan aku tak nak anak aku buat apa yang aku buat back then. So aku rasa it is still not late untuk aku ubahkan diri aku. What's past is past. Kita tak boleh nak ubahkan.
Correct.
Tapi kita boleh ubahkan kita punya future.
Correct.
InsyaAllah.
So okay, this is the last question yang aku nak tanya pada korang lah
Okay.
yang sudah kehilangan ayah. Kita start off with maybe Bob. Pasal Dina is a guest. Okay. So Bob, so soalan aku, at this age, kau bayangkan ayah kau ni depan kau, apa yang kau nak cakapkan? Sampaikan. Silakan. Take your time.
Cakap, Abah, Az betul-betul rindu ke Abah. Az nak kongsi apa kebaikan Az dengan Abah, tapi sampai sekarang tak tercapai lah. Tapi mungkin Abah di sana pun nampak kita sebagai adik-beradik, berapa rapat kita jaga mak, dan kita tengok cucu-cucu Abah. Az rindu je Abah. Itu je aku boleh cakap.
Izan?
Tak payah. Acuh. Okay. Arwah bapak aku punya last words before the last aku nampak dia, sebelum dia tutupkan mata, bang, jaga anak kau baik-baik. Pasal anak perempuan aku tu dia punya first cucu. So kalau dia ada kat sini, kalau dia dapat mendengar lah, aku cuma nak cakap dengan dia,
Kata macho.
Silakan.
Macho pun kacu juga.
ini lelaki beremosi. Aku cuma nak cakap dengan arwah bapak aku, alhamdulillah cucu-cucu dia semuanya sihat. Aku dah try sedaya upaya yang sebaik mungkin untuk jaga cucu-cucu dia, dan juga aku pun masih mencuba untuk menjaga isteri dia dengan baik. Even up till now, aku masih mencuba. Aku tak cakap aku ni sempurna, tapi aku masih mencuba yang terbaik untuk jaga isterinya. Nah, itu je.
Okay, Lina. So as we know, perempuan ni dia lain tu terhadap bapa, because every father is their first love, their hero and everything. Apa yang kau nak sampaikan? Take your time.
would say probably it's been 3 years, but we all still feel the pain. It still feels like macam baru semalam I bring you out on dates, like movie dates. Then I suruh you ajar masak macam, and then we have our own karaoke sessions at home, which I'm so glad that I record, because I don't have messages to refer to because you were never a tech-savvy person. But at least when I look at all the videos, I feel that we had really good father-daughter time together. And whenever I miss you, I look back at all the videos and see how you make me laugh and I make you laugh. And I think itulah benda that I will keep revisiting to watch. And I hope you are proud of how I'm taking care of the family fiercely. It's been 3 years. Ada beberapa benda yang dah berlaku sejak Baba tak ada. But I hope you're proud of this tigress who's taking care of the family and not letting anyone trample on us just because we don't have a father. I hope you see how you raise a faceless daughter to go through apa saja dugaan that life has to throw at us, just like how I see you going through the big needles, the endless operations dekat hospital, dekat dialysis center. Walaupun at a very young age Baba sakit, you have never given up hope. In fact, you are always a fighter. You always tells me that where there is a will, there is a way. Jangan tahu nak complain tapi tak tahu cari jalan keluar. Find something to do. Be useful. When there is an issue in the family, help out. Jangan tahu pakai cakap mulut aja. And I hope you see that I do that, because I remember that's how you teach all of us. Like never leave anyone behind. Walaupun makcik ke yang sakit ke, siapa ke, kita mungkin rumah kita tak besar, mungkin kita tak kaya, kita tak pernah kaya, tapi kita kaya dengan kasih sayang pasal we go through that before. Dan kita tahu apa perasaan dia kalau orang kisahkan kita bila Baba sakit, bila orang tanya kita, korang okey, Baba okey. So we're doing that because we see how you walk the talk back then. You sakit tapi you selalu tolong orang, sanggup hantar orang tinggal jauh-jauh. Sama ada orang tu ingat ke tak, that's a different thing altogether lah kan. But as long as I'm still alive, I'll take care of your queen, and I take care of my siblings to the best that I can, to the way that I remember how gung-ho you really took care of our family. And I love you and I miss you so bad. That's all.
What an episode. Anyway, aku would like to thank korang for sharing your part of stories. No? Ini kira impromptu Dan aku pun tak tahu yang Bob punya story. Aku cuma tahu Izam punya story and Lina punya story dude in Diana punya episode lah. So but kat sini is more to in depth. And thank you so much. At least it knocks sense into otak aku kan. And kalau followers kita, listeners kita pun dengar story ni, walaupun dia 1 jam tapi it will there's value in this episode.
Benefit them lah.
Yeah. So nasihat aku, hargailah orang tua kita ataupun orang-orang sekeliling kita. Sebab aku selalu based on this lah. Bila orang tu di depan mata, kita tidak hargai. Tapi bila orang tu dah tiada, kita mula untuk bercerita tentang dia. Sepatutnya ketika dia hidup, kita sanjung dia.
Betul.
Kita beri penuh kasih sayang pada dia. Tak kira lah family atau kawan.
Betul.
Anything from you, Lina? Closing?
I think just last words kepada kawan-kawan yang still got parents, and then maybe you guys say that, tapi parents aku tak macam itu, Lina. Parents aku like tough love. Parents aku pun tough love, trust me. Just force it. You know how one of the ways aku force it, bila kita keluar pergi makan, aku just pegang tangan bapak aku. Aku just force it. And little did I know that after some time dia kata, you know not, bila kita gaduh lah, dia buang aku, you know not, that time when you hold my hand, I feel so happy. I'm like, so just force it, guys. Don't care, just force it.
Izan?
Satu nasihat lah. Time kita kecil, kita nak, apa yang kita nakkan daripada mak bapak kita is time. Diorang punya time.
Betul.
And kalau ni sekarang pula kita dah dewasa. Kalau kita dah dewasa, bapak kita pun by then pun dah makin tua kan. Mak bapak kita dah makin tua. And trust me lah, diorang pun need kita punya time untuk diorang juga.
Betul.
So itu je. Faham-fahamkan je lah.
Bob?
Pada aku, untuk aku kan, guys, macam mana garang pun bapak kau atau mak korang, macam mana jahat pun mak bapak korang, they are still your parents. Without them, you won't be here. So treasure them. Dah.
So kita harap semoga, aku mendoakan semoga ayah pada korang semua sentiasa diberkati, yang paling penting mendapat keridaan Allah SWT.
Amin.
Dan sekarang bersama-sama jiwa-jiwa yang tenang.
Amin.
Semoga Allah satukan korang semula di akhirat nanti, InsyaAllah. Dan daripada kami, nak cakap sikit SG, kami ingin berterima kasih kepada Lina daripada DNL Podcast.
Terima kasih,
Dan
Lina.
semua
Dan
kami
jiwa datang
betul.
Tahu tak apa.
dan berkongsi
Bukan jiwa. Tak ada job.
Okay.
So dan terima kasih sekali lagi Lina untuk datang
Most welcome, guys. Anytime.
bersama-sama kami. Dan kita akan insyaAllah in future work together.
Nanti aku rumah baru aku dah siap, korang pula datang lah.
InsyaAllah can't wait. Dan kepada pendengar kita, followers kita, don't forget to support and subscribe and follow the social medias of DNL Podcast. Dan support all the way pasal dia adalah sister kita.
Betul.
Dia sakit, kita pun sakit.
Betul.
Jiwa, bro.
Jiwa. Alright. So sampai di sini saja episod kami kali ini. Aku dah
Dia buat tadi ke?
Lepas is bedtime ah. Old man.
lagi satu hari.
Dia nak bilang korang birthday dia.
Okay, sampai di sini episod kami pada kali ini. Nak cakap sikit SG. Sampai kita bertemu di lain kesempatan. Aku Ipoh Kazi.
Dan aku Izan Rosli.
Dan aku Bob Ashri.
Dan aku Lina J.
Naripo Papo.
Ciao.